Hello Year 3 and welcome to our final lesson of the week for maths. And today we're going to be doing something new. We've looked at halves and quarters, but today we're going to look at recognising a third, naming and writing fractions. Our date is the 26th of March 2021 and our LO is to find a third of shapes and quantities. So I need you to write that down in your books. Underline it with a ruler and a pencil, and then we can move on to our daily starter. So pause the video now, get those down, and then we can move on to the daily starter. We'll have a look at it in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, so there are 4 different types of question there. Pause the video now and see if you can answer those questions. We'll have a look at the answers so you can check what you've written in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it says, what are the next 3 numbers in this sequence? Well, it looks like they're going up in 4s. So we've gone from 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So that's a jump of 4. And 33, 34, 35, 36. That's a jump of 4. And then 4 on from that is 40, then 44, then 48. 524 add 300 is just 824 because we're changing the amount of numbers, adding 5 to 3. 100 subtract 39 is 61. 22 multiplied by 4 is 88 because look, we're just multiplying each number by the 4 and then we get our answer. And then the perimeter, with some problem solving here, the perimeter of the rectangle is 24 centimetres. What is the length of this missing side? That's an interesting one. So we had 3 and 6, so this is the same as this. So we had 6 of that 24 already gone, which means that we had to have 18 left. And each of the sides were equal, so if we split 18 in half, which we did earlier this week, we know that this side would have been 9 centimetres. So that was the answer that we had there. Let's have a look at what we're doing today. Well, let's do one together, first of all. It says 3 friends are sharing a pizza. So we can see the pizza in the picture on the screen here, and it looks like they've shared it equally to me. That's what good friends do. So the pizza is split into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So I would write 3 here. Each part is worth a, what do you think? Yes, a third. So if you split things equally into 3, it's a third. Each part is worth a third. This is the same as 1, it's our numerator because that's one part of it, over 3, because 3 makes up the total parts and is our denominator. So 1 over 3 is the same as a third, okay? We know that 1 over 2 is a half, 1 over 4 is a quarter, and 1 over 3 is a third. Let's see how we can use that today. And yes, we are correct. If you want to try the green chili questions, pause the video now. If you want to try the yellow chili questions, pause the video now. Or if you want to try the red chili questions, pause the video now. And then once you're ready, we'll have a look through the answers. And we're going to have a look at the answers in 3, 2, 1. There we are, green and yellow. Just check those through. Of course, you can go back to the questions on the right page of this video if you need to, just to check. But hopefully we're getting the idea that we're splitting things into 3 equal parts. Okay? Right, let's move on. There are the red chili answers. And those of you doing those red chili questions out there, you can move back the video as well if you need reminding of what the questions were. And let's move on to some reasoning. Dora says, I have 1/3 of a pizza because I have one slice and there are 3 slices left. Do you agree? Explain your reasoning. Okay, so she says I have 1/3 of a pizza because I have one slice. But if she has one slice, that means there are still 3 other slices left. So how many slices were there in the first place? How many slices were there in the first place? Well, if Dora's got one and there are 3 others, that must mean there are 4 slices. Do we find a third by splitting things into 4? No, that's how we find a quarter. And even then it has to be equal. So this is how I would explain it. Dora is incorrect. She has 1/4 of a pizza because there were 4 slices altogether. And she has one of them. So that's 1/4, which is a quarter for Dora. There would need to only be 3 slices altogether for her to have 1/3, which is 1/3. Because remember, hers is the 1, the numerator, and the 3 is the denominator. That's the total parts. But here we've got 4 slices, so 4 is our denominator. So she's wrong. Okay, let's have a look at your questions. If you want to try the green chili reasoning question, pause the video now. If you want to try the yellow chili reasoning question, pause the video now. Or if you want to try the red chili reasoning question, pause the video now. And we're going to have a look at those answers in 3, 2, 1. There. Okay. See, remember you can go back as well. I don't know if you have them at home, but it might be helpful using some counters to find out the answer to some of these, because if you have 12 counters here and split them into 3 groups, you'll see that one of those groups will have 4, for example. Same if you have 21, you can split them into 3 different groups and then just count up how many you've got in one of the groups. Remember that you have to split them equally, and you'll find 7 in that case. Very good. It's all about sharing. Let's have a look at some problem solving. It says, Alex, Annie and Whitney each show a piece of ribbon. Whitney shows half of her whole ribbon. Alex shows a quarter of her whole ribbon. And Annie shows 1/3 of her whole ribbon. Whose whole piece is the longest? Whose is the shortest? Explain why. Well, it looks to me that all of these ribbons look not far from the same length. They look just as long as each other, even though they're in different shapes. So, which is the longest? Well, let's have a look at these fractions. We know that if this is only 1/2, that means that this is one of a total of 2 pieces that are equal, which means that this red one would come to about here. Follow my cursor on the screen, it will come to about here, because there'd only be 2 pieces, 2 total pieces. Alex's is 1/4 or 1/4, so this is one of the 4 equal pieces, so that would be, it would be out to here, and then another one, and then another one. It would be double the length of Whitney's by the looks of it. And Annie shows 1/3 of her ribbon, so this would be one of only 3 equal size pieces, which would go to here. So I think that Alex's would be the longest ribbon, and the shortest would be Whitney, because there are less parts that we haven't seen there. Let's have a look how I would write this. Alex's piece will be the longest because she will have 4 parts altogether. Whitney's piece will be the shortest because she will have only 2 parts. Okay. If you want to try the green chili problem solving questions, pause the video now. If you want to try the yellow chili problem solving questions, pause the video now. Or if you want to try the red chili problem solving questions, pause the video now. And then we'll have a little look at some answers in 3, 2, 1. There we are. Not a lot of explanation needed here, and obviously if you need to remember what the question says, then feel free to rewind the video and you can check it with these answers here and what you've got in your book as well. Very good. Let's have a look at the summary then. So today we have learned how to find a third of a quantity, but I just want you to remind yourself in your books what that actually means. So our task that I will leave you with today says, in 1/3, what does the digit 1 represent? And what does the digit 3 represent? Think about number of parts and total parts altogether. Okay, well done today. We have another lesson on thirds next week, so we're going to catch up with this again on Monday. So well done for your efforts today, and I'll see you next week for some more maths.